morning, everyone. It is Monday, June 24th, about 11:15 a.m., and welcome into the early portion of today's video weather discussion, where we are going to have an update on the severe weather threat coming up across portions of the state for much of the day on Tuesday, pretty much from very late tonight, early Tuesday morning, all the way through late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. So pretty much the entire day of Tuesday is going to have a severe weather threat across different portions of the state. And then we're also going to have a quick check on some hot temperatures coming up across portions of the state for both today and tomorrow as well. But getting into things right now, I'm going to show you a couple of the weather forecast models. If you did happen to tune in with us last night, I did mention how there was a lot of uncertainty because there was a lot of disagreement in how weather model guidance was handling the storm system and the potential development for severe thunderstorms today up across the Midwest, and that would affect us eventually downstream across Illinois for what would happen on Tuesday. Well, weather model guidance overnight last night and into this morning is coming into somewhat of a better agreement on the plan of attack for what we're going to see happen today across Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin, and then how that is going to affect us down here in Illinois. So as we go through the day today, what's going to happen is there's an area of low pressure across South Dakota. This area of low pressure is going to move off towards the east across Minnesota, and by the time we get to this evening, that low pressure will be pretty much right here across central Minnesota. There's going to be a cold front trailing down from it, and then there's also going to be a warm front trailing down from it as well. So remember that placement of those frontal boundaries, because as we go through the afternoon and the evening, we are going to be expecting some severe weather development in the vicinity of that low pressure, that cold front, and that warm front across portions of central Minnesota. Now, this particular model right here, this particular model has that development occurring in the vicinity of the Minneapolis area this afternoon and evening. And why that is important is because once it develops that activity this afternoon and evening in the Minneapolis area, you could see it starts to dive it towards the southeast. Remember, there was a warm front here that trails off towards the southeast. Well, this particular model develops a big complex of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening in central Minnesota, not far from Minneapolis. And then this particular model, this is the HRRR model, you could see how it dives that activity from here on towards the southeast as we head towards overnight tonight. So some of this activity would get down into eventually northern Illinois later tonight and into your early Tuesday morning time frame. That's on this particular model. If we take a look at one of the other forecast models, it's a similar story. This particular model, this is the 3-kilometer NAM model. It also has that development up in Minnesota, but it is a little bit further to the northwest here. And then as we go through time here from development, you can see how that activity then develops into a big, what is known as an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, a Boeing. Because you can see this bow shape here, a Boeing mesoscale convective system here. So it develops it, and then it starts to turn it southeastward right along that warm front that I said was in place here. And then it eventually gets into, as you can see here, northern Illinois very late tonight and during the early morning hours on Tuesday. Let's take a look at another model here. This is one of the WRF high-resolution short-term models, and similarly, has that development occurring out here across central Minnesota. And then you'll notice here, as we go later into the evening and into tonight, it does develop it into a big complex. So it starts off here, and then it dives it southeastward once again in the vicinity of that warm front that's going to be down here. So the gist of it is, for overnight late tonight, I'm talking about after midnight tonight. So most would consider that to be, once you get past midnight, very early Tuesday morning. So after midnight tonight into very early Tuesday morning, I'm talking about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning all the way through 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So very, very early Tuesday morning. This activity that develops in central Minnesota today may very well develop into a complex that will dive southeastward across Wisconsin, across Lake Michigan and potentially down into northern Illinois. And if that does occur, as looks as possible at this point in time, we could have some severe weather risk in addition to rain and thunderstorms, some severe weather risk across parts of northern Illinois as we head very, very late tonight. Like I said, I'm talking about after midnight, during the wee hours, the very early morning hours of Tuesday morning. So with that said here, let's take a look at our severe thunderstorm forecast for the first time frame we're looking at. So this is for very early Tuesday morning. This is after midnight tonight through much of Tuesday morning here. You can see the blue shaded area across northern Illinois. That is a level 1 severe thunderstorm risk. So that is the threat for isolated severe thunderstorms. Like I said, this is very late tonight, well after midnight during the very early morning hours of Tuesday, may even continue into the Tuesday morning rush hour time frame for some areas. But as you can see here, as this complex, which would be off the screen, dives southeastward, it could affect portions of northern Illinois with some rain, thunderstorms, and isolated severe weather potential. Now, if that does happen, and if we do see some isolated severe thunderstorms, damaging winds would be the greatest threat with that activity. Now, as we go through the remainder of the day on Tuesday, after this complex moves out of the area here, what we're then expecting to see happen is there will be some additional areas of shower and thunderstorm development here across our region as we head Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening here. You can see all this activity kind of develops kind of within that circle there and then kind of meanders around off towards the southeast here across, including portions of the state of Illinois. That's on one particular model. Let's take a look at another model here. So starting off Tuesday morning, once again, that big complex moving through. And then as we head through the day on Tuesday, you can see that complex weakens and exits, and then we have some new development occur across portions of the state and also back across Iowa and Missouri. So still, what we're looking for is if that very late tonight or Tuesday morning complex doesn't move into Illinois, because if it does, like I said, it could have a severe weather threat, and then it will have a big effect on what happens the rest of the day on Tuesday. So for Tuesday itself, let's go over to the updated Tuesday forecast here. So this is our updated severe weather forecast for pretty much the late morning through the day on Tuesday, through Tuesday night, and even into early Wednesday morning here. So after that complex moves through northern Illinois Tuesday morning and eventually weekends, we're going to be looking at new development possibilities through the day from Iowa, Missouri, down into northwest, central, and southern Illinois with severe weather threat. So for the daytime on Tuesday and into Tuesday night, level 1 severe thunderstorm risk in the blue shaded area. That means isolated severe thunderstorm risk for you folks. And then in a level 2 risk area from the Quad Cities down through Peoria, Springfield, St. Louis, that level 2 severe thunderstorm risk for Tuesday into Tuesday night. That would be for widely scattered severe thunderstorm potential with that activity. So over the next more than 24 hours, pretty much like I said, from after midnight tonight through very early Wednesday morning, so upwards of a 24 to 36 hour time period from very late tonight into early Wednesday morning. We're going to be dealing with the chance for several rounds of rain and thunderstorms across the state of Illinois, and we'll be dealing with the opportunity for some severe weather with some of that activity as well. Now, in addition to the chances for thunderstorms and severe weather across the state from late tonight through early Wednesday morning, we're also going to be dealing with some hot temperatures returning to portions of the state. So some areas will see temperatures into the 90s today. So pretty much if you're down around this corridor, so western, southwestern, and southern Illinois, you will be seeing high temperatures back into the 90s today. If you're in the St. Louis area, you may see temperatures in the mid to perhaps upper 90s today. So it is going to be hot across western, southwestern, and southern Illinois for today. Now, as we go into Tuesday, what happens with the temperatures on Tuesday really depends on what happens with the thunderstorm activity. It is possible, if not likely, we will see temperatures into the 90s across portions of the state on Tuesday. but who will see 90s and who will see 80s or 70s on Tuesday? It really depends on what happens with the thunderstorms on Tuesday right now. So the temperature forecast is very up in the air, so to speak, for Tuesday. But it does look like we could have some temperatures back into the 90s across at least portions of the state for Tuesday. So with that said here, let's take a jump into our video chat here. Try to get to a couple comments and questions that may be about. See Jose, Amy, Krista all tuning in this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Jeff checking in. How's it going? Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more good thunderstorms in the area. I have a feeling the best chance is going to be early in the day on Tuesday, late tonight and early in the day on Tuesday around our area, but we'll have to see how it goes. Nicole checking in regarding you are having an issue with the video freezing. I do not see anybody else having that issue, so I would say restart whatever app you're using. If you're on the Facebook app, you might want to try to force restart that application and try opening back up the video. Jose from the Rockford area. Yes, you'll have a threat for severe weather pretty much from late tonight, after midnight I'm talking about, all the way into the day on Tuesday. Maybe one or more rounds of rain, thunderstorms, and severe weather activity for your area up around Rockford. Mr. Davis, how you doing today? Checking in from Bloomington. You could have the threat for some showers, thunderstorms, maybe nearly an isolated severe weather threat early Tuesday morning. And then you could see that threat for maybe a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms in your area into the daytime hours on Tuesday as well. Maybe an isolated severe weather threat with some of that activity around your neck of the woods. Peter, yes, spotters are always welcome for reports of severe weather anytime it is going to be occurring. Debbie wondering about tornado chances. Tornado chances from pretty much late tonight all the way through Wednesday morning, so pretty much all of the day Tuesday. Tornado chances are quite frankly going to be low, but you never want to rule out the chance of an isolated tornado because the weather will always do what it wants. If it finds some random boundary or whatnot, it could produce a tornado. So you never want to totally ever rule out a tornado almost, but the tornado chances for this severe weather threat coming up here over the next day or so are going to be low. I just put them in the very isolated category at this point in time. As it looks right now, damaging winds will be the main threat with the severe weather activity over the next day or so. Probably some threat for some hail as well. Chastity checking in from the Boulder Hill area. Yep, you'll have a chance for some severe weather as we head very, very early Tuesday morning and into the day on Tuesday. Rain, thunderstorms, isolated severe weather threat around your area. Debbie, you're quite welcome. Same goes for Amy as well. So once again, in summary here, we do have the likelihood of a couple of rounds of rain, thunderstorms, and severe weather activity across the state from after midnight tonight, so that would be very early Tuesday morning, all the way through late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning. That is when we could have a couple different clusters of rain and thunderstorms move across the state, and some of that activity could pose a severe weather risk. So first of all, in summary, on the screen right now, this is our updated severe weather forecast for late tonight through early Tuesday morning. So after midnight tonight through the beginning of the morning rush hour tomorrow morning, we could have a complex of thunderstorms move out of Wisconsin, and it will either clip or totally move into northern Illinois very late tonight or early Tuesday morning. And that rain and thunderstorm activity, if it does move into northern Illinois, could pose an isolated severe weather risk. Once again, that's late tonight after midnight through early Tuesday morning, probably through the Tuesday morning rush hour time period. Now, as we move forward for the rest of the day on Tuesday, so this is from pretty much from rush hour Tuesday morning all the way through rush hour Wednesday morning. So this is your Tuesday night forecast on the screen now. And as you can see here, we have a level 1, which is an isolated severe weather risk curling from northern to eastern to southern Illinois, and then that level 2 severe weather risk out there across the western half of the state for widely scattered severe thunderstorm potential Tuesday into Tuesday night. And once again, with all of the potential severe weather over the next day or so, damaging winds will be the greatest threat with the activity. Maybe some hail as well. And like I said, never want to rule out an isolated tornado threat, but overall the tornado threat is definitely on the low side overall. So with that said here, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for this morning. We will be back on tonight with another full update regarding the severe weather situation, which will begin. The threat will begin after midnight tonight, so very early Tuesday morning, and it may continue all the way through late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. But until tonight, with that update, everyone have a great Monday.